It's really difficult to continuously record and transmit ground motion data from the far reaches of the Alaskan wilderness. This setup shows how this is achieved. The details from one station in Alaska to another vary, but this one shows some of the latest technology being used, especially at the recent EarthScope stations that have been installed across Alaska. And I'll go through and explain some of the key components. First, we have a seismometer that's firmly placed in the ground. This is shown down here, buried in a pipe, this steel seismometer. And the goal here is that you want the seismometer to be as strongly connected to the Earth as possible. We call that coupling. You want this to be in bedrock and experiencing the motion of the Earth rather than, say, sitting on the surface, maybe in loose sediment. So we have the seismometer inside this pipe firmly coupled to the Earth and recording the motion. From the seismometer, the electronics are passed in a cable inside this hut. And this hut is really primarily protection. It's protection from the extreme elements, rain, extreme snow loads, protection from bears that often try to destroy scientific equipment. So inside the hut, we have the power systems, batteries that get charged from the sun, these solar panels mounted on the hut. So we have the power enabling the recording and also the transmission of data. If the data weren't transmitted, they wouldn't be very useful to us. So we need the data in real time as they happen. And for that, we see at the top a radio antenna that's pointing to some communications tower, allowing the information within seconds of happening here to be broadcast and reach the Alaska Earthquake Center here on the campus of the University of Alaska. When we explore the earthquake alarm and the latest earthquake in Alaska, we should think back to the hut. The ground is continuously recording very low-level ground motion. When an earthquake occurs, its waves move the ground and the sensor moves along with the ground. The data are recorded inside the hut and then transmitted here by radio antenna to a central receiver that broadcasts the data to the Alaska Earthquake Center. At that point, the science of identifying and locating the earthquake begins.